What's going on, guys? I'm here to give you guys a quick case study and just talk about how one of my clients, Chip, got abs in his 50s using the Prime method. And he did this without doing anything drastic, without cutting out his favorite foods, without cutting out alcohol, without killing himself in the gym, like a lot of you guys out there I see doing. Um, and he also did it despite not having worked out up to that point. Like, this is not a guy who was serious about his health and fitness his entire life and then just happened to get abs. Like, this is a guy who came to me at 51, 52 years old and said, "Hey, man, I really need some help turning my health around. And I don't have much experience in the gym. I never saw myself as a gym guy. I never saw myself on some type of diet. And we need to get this turned around." And we were able to do that in a 2 year span. So I'm going to going to break down, I guess, some of those phases that he went through and just give you guys the ins and outs of how this actually works. So a couple reasons I want to do this. Number one, I want to demonstrate what's possible and break some myths out there. A lot of you guys are out there cutting your carbs, you're eating a certain way, you're killing yourselves in the gym, you're thinking you need to do all this cardio just to get in the best shape that you want to get into. And also, a lot of you guys think, I guess, to create that belief too, right? Like, a lot of you guys don't think it's possible for you to get in the best shape of your lives because your metabolism is slowed down late into your 20s and 30s and 40s or whatever the case may be. And Chip here came to me at 51, 52 years old, and 2 years later, he's got a six pack. Like, to me, that just blows my mind. So I definitely wanted to give you guys I guess, a behind the glass look, so to speak, of what's been going on for him. So let's show you guys where he started. So he came to me in August or September of 2020, so a few years ago. And this is what he looked like when he started, man. Again, not much muscle mass here. You see he's got the gut, he's got the spare tire, as you guys call it, right? He's a guy who hasn't been in the gym. He didn't even know what healthy eating looked like. And we were able to get him all the way up here to where now people are asking him for fitness advice. And he's got six pack abs at 53, 54 years old. And mind you, I don't work with him anymore because he's good enough to do this on his own, by the way. Like, I worked with him for a couple of years and I said, "Chip, if you want to stick around because you like the accountability and you like me, fine. But I think you got it at this point. You know what you know. You've got the habits down. You've got the lifestyle down. You've got the routines just ingrained in your life. And I don't think you need me anymore. Like, if you want me around, I'm here, but I think you're free to do this on your own." So I think he really respected that. And I talked to him up to this day, and he's still doing fine with his health and fitness goals. So I want to talk about that, what that entire process looks like, start to finish, for somebody who works with me long term and wants to get this turned around and reach their second prime. So I guess if I'm just going through the phases here, we of course, here we'll start at week one. Of course, before I worked with him, there's a couple conversations that were had over Messenger. He's a referral. So over Messenger, we had a couple phone calls to make sure we were the right fit because, this is not for everyone, right? Like, this is something that you've got to be the right fit for. You got to be the type of person who's going to do the work, who's going to be coachable, who's going to be committed to your goals. Like, if you have a bad weekend, how are you going to respond to that bad weekend? Are you going to fall off? Or are you going to make the next right decision, right? Like, there's just certain qualities I'm looking for in somebody I work with, right? And obviously, I want to make sure it's the right fit for him as well. So we had a couple phone calls to make sure that's the case. But fast forward to this day, one of the first things we did was set up his workout plan and set up his nutrition. So if I'm setting up his workout plan, I'll just give you guys like what it was, man. 3 days a week. That's what he told me he had available to him. He's in there for an hour a day. Pretty simple stuff. Push day, we've got some barbell bench, dumbbell incline, some tricep movements, some chest flies, some push-ups, some lateral raises. Pretty simple stuff, right? Just general weight room stuff, because when we're building more muscle, we're doing things, a lot of you guys out there trying to lose weight just doing cardio, but if we're doing things that help you build muscle, it's going to improve your metabolism over time. So not only are you burning calories in that session, but you're going to lean out and look the way you want to after you lose the weight. And then long term, you're going to keep that off because your metabolism's higher, because more muscle mass on your frame means higher metabolism, which means more calories that are burned at rest. So I look at every strength training session as some type of deposit into a bank that's going to cash out returns or dividends later, so to speak, right? So pretty simple stuff here. 3 days a week, he's in the gym. We'll see what that looks like on his calendar. Oh, shoot. I got to go back to August 2020. So we'll see what that looks like on his calendar. So he's in the gym 3 times a week. And the main thing we focused on was a concept called linear progression. So the first week or two in the gym, he's pretty sore. He's going light with the weights that he selected. But then I would challenge him to add a little bit of weight, to the bar. Like, if he benched 85 pounds one week for 3 sets of 10, next week you're going to do 90. And the week after that, try 95 for the same reps. And what that does is challenge your body to build muscle so that because a lot of guys are doing the same weights and the same reps every week and you're not pushing yourselves, not training hard enough, and that's why you're not seeing results. If you can just micro progress week to week with that linear progression concept, you're going to put on some muscle mass, whether you're losing weight or gaining weight. It's going to be the same concept across the board. And we would do the same thing with some of the smaller exercises. Instead of adding weight to the bar, we'd add reps, right? So that was a concept I challenged him to commit to throughout the entire 2-year span. So down here, he's 186. I don't even know where the workouts are. Okay. Yeah, week 2, I guess week 2 he started his workout. So yeah, he's 187. Get day 1, day 2, day 3. The only other thing outside of that, he wasn't doing much cardio. I think he was just going on a 30-minute walk every day. Right? Early on in the beginning, that's something he was doing. And then on the nutrition side of things, I want to say I had his calories set around 2,000, and I had him tracking his food in MyFitnessPal. And a lot of you guys are out there that I talk to are very resistant to it. Oh, I don't want to track my macros. I don't want to track my food. It sounds tedious. Yes, if you try to do too much too soon. But what gets measured gets managed. And he was able to build an awareness about his eating habits because I just had him tracking his food intake. Just the same way you would track your budget if you were trying to save up for a house and track your expenses. He's doing the same thing with his food. And now he learned how to read food labels. He learned what had protein in it, what had carbs in it, what had fats in it, how many calories this thing had. And it helped him make better eating decisions as he went along. And when we tracked his food, not only were his calories not super low, like I think he was eating 2,000 calories to start, which is, we can make that feel like 3,000 if we eat high volume foods. But he also didn't do too much too soon. I didn't have him tracking everything to a T and weighing his food out. Pretty much just had him eyeballing and estimating his food and telling him to just focus on portion control. Just focus on how much you eat, because if you can get the calories where we need them to be in terms of how much we're eating, you're going to lose weight. Well, if we can get that concept down because it's the most important, we'll worry about the other stuff later. We'll worry about the protein, we'll worry about the fats and the carbs and all that stuff, and the timing, all the stuff that guys are worried about right out the gate. We'll learn that over time. We got plenty of time if this is a lifestyle. Let's just focus on the big rocks, the low-hanging fruit to get you some weight loss. So as you can see, he's 187 all through his first month. You even see he gained weight. He gained weight. He's up to 188, 187 on week 4, week 5. So I can bet you guys can imagine he's doing work for a month and he's feeling a little bit discouraged. Then what happens? So we're down here. We probably brought his calories down a little bit. All right, look, you're not losing weight on 2,000 calories. Let's bring you down an extra 100 calories. Let's bring it down to 1,900. Let's bring it down to 1,850. Notice I don't have him eating 1,000 calories a day, killing himself, starving himself there. We're just kind of focused on making these small changes over time. So you see now he's down to like 1,800. Now he starts losing weight. Now he's down to 187. Now he's down to 185 in week 3, or month 3. 185, 183. Notice nothing's changed. He's still doing the same workouts. If anything, he's just getting stronger in the gym. He's focused on the progressions. We hadn't really changed anything there. We're still tracking our food. We're still going on our daily walks. And like now you start to see the weight coming down. You start to see 183. And if we were to look at his trend over time, by the way, this is going to happen. You can set your watch to it. Shoot. You can set your watch to it. Let me do a smaller view. Your weight is going to fluctuate. You see how when he started, all right, let me try to go back to when he started. You see how his weight is fluctuating? I know I'm kind of blocking it with my camera, but you see how it's up and down, up and down, up and down? It doesn't mean he's doing anything wrong. These daily and weekly fluctuations with your body weight are normal in a fat loss phase. And I think a lot of guys freak out and start panicking because the weight's not a linear straight drop to the bottom. But if you zoom out, you see more over here, 189. All right, let's zoom out a little bit. We'll go a year at a time. You see, he's kind of stuck here for a while. Then now he's in the 160s, 170s, like the following year, right? That's the type of stuff that happens over time. We really zoom out for a 3-year span. You see he started up here, and over time, this graph was trending down. We're looking more at the trend more than the daily fluctuations. So I guess back to where he was at. So I want to say right around month 3, right? So after that, let's go back to where we were. Yeah, right around here, week 13 to 16. I said, Chip, all right, man, you've got this down. you're tracking your food in terms of how much you're eating. Let's challenge you to now hit a protein target. So I think I had his protein target set at around 160 grams a day. Now he knows what it feels like to eat a certain amount of food. He's already developed the right habits. He's starting to feel better in his clothes. He's starting to lose a little bit of weight. He's building that confidence of keeping his word to himself because he's done something for 3 months. Now we're going to challenge him a little bit. We're not adding more things to his plate. We're just getting better at the things that are currently on them so we can get more out of them. So now, instead of just tracking his food in terms of how much, now we're focused on how much we're eating. And now we're also focused on what we're eating. Now we're focused on food quality. Now we're focused a little bit on higher protein options. So it's not too much that's changing with his food options. He's just being a little more intentional about hitting his protein target. And what hitting his protein target does is it allows him to maintain and build muscle as he's coming down and losing weight. So he can essentially build muscle, if not retain muscle, and lose fat at the same time. And it's also going to keep him full to be able to adhere to his diet plan. And mind you, he's not cutting out his favorite foods. He's still eating steak. He's still having alcohol once in a while. He's still eating burgers, like his favorite foods. It's just now when he grills up burgers on the grill at home, he's not using 80-20 ground beef. He's using 93-7. He's choosing leaner options. So he's making trade-offs at this point. So then, we're going here. It's more of the same, 13-16, 17-20, more of the same. You see his weight starts to come down. Now, I think right around here, we started to add in some cardio. Maybe we change up the workouts a little bit. All right, let's add 15 minutes to the elliptical 3 times a week just to get you in a bigger deficit. That way you're losing weight. 2020, 2021. Notice this is all through the holidays. I think he went on a trip this year to Mexico with his family, so his weight kind of bumped back up to 189. So that, that kind of got him falling back a little bit. Now we're back down to 181 the following month. Same here, more of the same. Now we're adding in some other cardio, going on walks still. And then if you just fast forward, now we're breaking 180. Same process. Nothing really changed about the process except maybe little adjustments along the way. Like whenever we hit a wall, I don't want to be repetitive here, but whenever we hit a wall with the body weight, then we would drop his calories a little bit. And I think he finally ended his calorie. Like you'll see here, all right, now he's at 1,600 a day. This day is 1,300. Like he's just eating less over time, but it wasn't a straight drop of like, hey, we didn't lose weight this week or this day, so let's slash 500 calories away. We didn't do anything like that. We did gradual changes over time. So it's a lot more of the same. Nothing really changed in terms of workout structure. We've been still doing 3 days a week, 3 days of light cardio, going on walks, drinking a gallon of water a day, and then just tracking his food. But the only thing that changed was like how we did these things over time. So again, I don't want to be repetitive, so I'm just going to skip to the end here. But you'll notice like over time, all right, now he's 173. Now another month passes, same process. He's 168, eating less, still eating around 1,600 calories a day. And eventually we skip to August 2022, I think is when July 2022, I think is when we stopped. Yeah, we started eating more because we got him so low. We got him to his goal weight of 165 and he's ripped up with a 6-pack that we started being able to add calories and gradually build his metabolism back up. Because what happens over time is when you're eating less over time, you keep slashing your calories. I look at your metabolism as a thermostat. And eventually that slows down to match what you're doing. So if you're eating less over time, eventually that's going to slow down and catch up. You have to gradually bring your calories back up to bring your metabolism back up. So that's exactly what we did. And that's why you'll see that because he's put more muscle on his frame, because he's finally lean enough, healthy body fat percentage, we were able to add calories back and he didn't just put the weight back on. So that's how he was able to keep it off over time. And to this day, he's kind of just eating intuitively. I don't even think he tracks his food anymore. Because he's done this process so many times, he's tracked his food so many times, he could just look at a plate of food and pretty much know what's in it, know how many calories in it, know the nutrition facts. And it's just an intuitive process at this point. So over a 2-year span, this is the end game for him, where it's like he's still on the journey, but he's not as locked in as he was on day one or the first year or two for him to be able to get this weight off. Like now he's kind of on cruise control. He still goes to the gym a few times a week, does some cardio, probably eats mid 2,000 calories. He can get away with eating pretty much whatever he wants because he's done a lot of the work up front. So that's pretty much it, guys. Here's his one more time. Here's his after picture. He's just ripped up, ripped to the gills. And yeah, I'm very proud of him for that. So I thought this would be a great example to show you guys just kind of like what it looks like from start to finish for a guy like Chip. Came in with no experience and he left out like a champ. Doesn't need me by his side forever, and he was able to keep the weight off. So hope you guys found this helpful. Just wanted to give you guys a behind the scenes look of what goes on here. And I'll talk to you guys soon.